Hey guys, welcome back to Kevin His Jeep. I'm Kev, and this is the 6th episode of How to Thrive as a Rubber Tramp. In the previous episodes of this mini-series, we covered how to stay clean on the road, how to sleep on the road, how to maintain your mental health, how to keep yourself entertained, and how to meet people in new places. If you're new to this series and you're interested in learning about how to live your best life while living on the road, make sure you check out those past episodes as well. The topic of today's video is staying warm. I've spent the past 5.5 months living on the road in my Jeep. I did extensive research on how to stay warm in the most efficient and effective ways while you're living in your vehicle. Through this research and my own process of trial and error, I've put together a list of the 5 best tips to stay warm while living on the road. Number 1 is layers. Now, I'm not talking about, throw on a sweater and then a hoodie and then a big jacket. I'm talking about smart layers. For example, if you put on a base layer of something like an Under Armour shirt that stays close to your skin, and then on top of that, a thin but warm thermal shirt, and then on top of that, you wear your jacket, and then put your blankets on top of all of that, it's gonna be effective in a way that, you can still move around. It's not gonna be all thick, but you're gonna be keeping as much heat close to your body as you possibly can. I highly recommend getting either a good sleeping bag or a good down camping quilt. The reason you might want to go with the quilt is because usually you can get one that is going to be just as good quality as an expensive sleeping bag for a lot cheaper than a bag would be. I do have a sleeping bag, but I actually don't use it very much because I prefer to use the quilt and my blankets because I can take blankets off if I start to get too hot and layer them back on if I start to get cold. A big thing that some people don't realize is how much heat you lose through your head and through your feet. For this reason, I highly recommend hats and socks when you go to sleep. It'll only take one night of sleeping in the cold for you to realize that if your feet and the top of your head get cold, your entire body is cold, and it makes it very hard to sleep comfortably. I like to wear thick wool socks and just a winter hat like this. By layering up intelligently with the right clothes and the right gear, you'll make sure that all the heat that you're generating stays close to your body instead of just dissipating and leaving you feeling cold. Number 2 is hand warmers. Yes, I'm talking about those little things that you probably have used at football games or on camping trips that you can just hold in your hands or inside your pockets, and they generate their own heat to keep your hands warm. These can be awesome to have when you're laying in the back of your car trying to fall asleep in the cold because they're just little balls of warmth that you can hold in your hands or put anywhere on your body that's starting to feel cold. Now, if your situation is anything like mine, you're not going to want to go and buy hand warmers every time you need them, and you don't have the money to get a big stockpile of them, so you're probably going to want a cheaper alternative. For that, I recommend hot water bottles. If you're lucky enough to have the opportunity to go to a friend's house or somewhere that you can actually microwave some water, this will be a really easy thing for you to do each night. If not, I would recommend using your camp stove or whatever it is that you have that you can heat up water with, and heat up a bunch of hot water bottles that you can put in your sleeping bag. You can put them near your head, you can hold them in your hands. Hot water bottles tend to stay hot and give off warmth for a long time and can actually get through the night before they come back to room temperature. Number 3 is get yourself some type of heater, whether it be a gas heater that runs on propane, for example, or an electric heater, which would probably only work for you if you have an alternate source of power, such as an extra car battery, for instance. I myself have not purchased a heater because I don't really have the room in my Jeep to conveniently place a heater, and it just seems like a little bit more than I actually need because I haven't had much trouble keeping myself warm without it. Through my research and speaking with other vehicle dwellers, I can say that probably the most common heater is the Mr. Buddy. I'll put a link for that down below. I don't have a personal review for it because I've never had one, but it is widely regarded as a great product. Number 4, this is probably going to be the most effective in the long term, and that's insulating your vehicle. There's tons of ways that you can build up your vehicle to retain heat better and to keep the space inside warm when it's cold outside. This includes things like that reflective thermo barrier, the silver shiny stuff that you can actually put in your windows. I'm sure you guys have seen that. You can get that stuff anywhere online. It's relatively cheap and it's seemingly very easy to install as well. If you take the time to insulate your vehicle now, you'll be very happy you did when you find yourself trying to fall asleep in 30, 20 degree or even lower than that weather. And number 5, guys, this is the final tip. It's a little trick that I picked up along the way that I think works wonders for staying warm. And that is, when you find the place that you're gonna sleep at night, get into your sleeping bag and under your blankets as soon as you can. Inevitably, when you lay still trying to fall asleep, you're going to lose some of your body heat. In fact, your body actually has to cool down at least a little bit before you can even fall asleep at night. So while you're driving to the spot where you're going to park and go to sleep, you should have your heat blasting. And since you're awake and moving around, you're going to be already generating some body heat. So the quicker you get under your layers and start holding that heat closer to yourself, the warmer you'll be and the less heat you'll actually lose. Those are my 5 top tips for staying warm while living on the road. If you guys think I missed anything major, leave a comment down below. Let me know about your tricks, your tips for staying warm, and how you do it. If you found any value in this video, please make sure to click the like button. And if you're interested in seeing more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I actually upload daily videos, including vlogs, interviews, instructional videos, informational, and whatever else happens to come to my mind. So if you want to follow along my journey and learn with me as I go, make sure you subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk to you tomorrow.